Greetings, my friends. Today's story is a little bit about success, abundance. What does that actually mean? How does that interpret? How does that come into our lives? How do you see that coming into your life? So I figured if you go and investigate yourself, as in, let's say, what is success to me? How does success actually, how do you say, define me? What does that turn me into? What does that make me? What does that actually, what's interpretation? I found out that you could say people want success like it's like they like hand it to me. I want it for free, I don't want to do anything for it, and they wonder why a small percentage of the planet is rich. I'm not talking right now about the Anunnakian inheritance and the Mardukian inheritance and all the families and who rules and controls the money. It's the individual and the ambition, the education, the authority and the self-discipline about what privilege do you have and what piece of the part of the land you are. And I'm not getting into the color scheme either right now, because that is mixed. People of many races, many creeds, colors, and whatever have attained the, you could say, blessing to become rich. Yes, we all want to be rich, but what is all the riches in the world meaning to you? We have no consciousness to actually explore, spend, or live it. What does that actually mean? It's more like I can only reflect on what I see and what I do and what I don't see, and how I take my reference of what that means to me, basically, to the best of my ability. So the idea is to, first of all, what are your goals? People say 7 steps to success, and read all of these books and self-help books and self-help guides, and they won't help you. Here's one very important factor that you have to have within in order to make it. If you don't have that, it's useless actually climbing up that ladder trying to be successful. One thing I learned as a rap entertainer is you have to be determined. You have to be also willing to accept that friends will walk away, because there will be a difference between those who bust their behind, really work, and those who just are in for the fame or in for the performance. They want a little bit of trivial knowledge, a little bit of superficial there, scheme their way in and then live that and bring it to success. Weak foundation. It's not going to help. What I do, and I do to this day, is I sit down and I study. And I study deep, and I study every day. Whether it's a coach, a channel, a wisdom guy. So it's not only that I teach online, but I also look at the others and pick out what do I like, and stay away from what I don't like. So like Bruce Lee said, all the knowledge that you have, all the studies, everything that embodies you, if you have no application for it, it's useless. So basically, I can philosophize all day I want about dimensions, or things that are not in the physical yet. We have to think it into reality. That mixes with extraterrestrial contact. Some of us already have it. Some are working on it. Some are integrating that. But it all comes in together with success. So if we want to establish all of this in the new world, there's things that must be done. It's not done by sitting around, blaming the world, blaming the government, blaming all the conspiracy theories in the world right now. Have little or nothing to do with what actually you can do as an individual. Meaning, let's say if I have watched Facebook, how Facebook said that they do not allow commercials for pharmaceuticals, but they allow supplements. So there's a choice that you can make what you would allow in or not as a forum or social media marketing platform, and that will decide for the people where that goes and what that means. Meaning, if there's a certain product or a policy of a company that you don't enjoy anymore, well, by any means, then don't go there and go shopping. It's your choice. So the power is in the individual. And if the individuals come together as a hive mind, well, then you have power. So let's say the product X sucks or the review sucks. Well, 500,000 people tomorrow, if they've seen the video, decide, well, I'm not going to buy that because the thing is breaking all the time and I see it in the video and I don't like the review. So it's about now, what are you delivering? What's your conduct? What's the progress in what you're delivering, and what is also the physical proof? Yes, we have a lot of metaphysical things here. Don't get lost in that, because you can lose your mind in that as well. We want to, which is also what I'm working on, to attain the physical proof, the physical data that what we have can be experienced and it's really taking place. So I can also go back to me as an entertainer. I wasn't the one who would pass demo tapes around, but I sit at home and visualize concepts of how I would write a rap album, how I would go about it. So I wrote songs and prepared and wrote songs and songs and songs, and title after title, and I performed. And I performed all over Frankfurt. That's how I began. Frankfurt underground, in the streets, with people, self-organized, self-help. We didn't have Indiegogo, all that stuff. I'm 46 now, so I'm coming from a different timeline where the internet did not exist. Can you imagine? I love the internet, by the way. Helps in a great deal to travel around the world, to virtually be anywhere if you have an online business, and anyone can make it. Everybody has a chance. Anybody can have a business. Look at Etsy stores, look at Facebook, look at a public figure page, how you can promote your page. We have to stop blaming all of these media platforms that are being misused by the individual, that are not concentrated on success. They are concentrated on their failure and on their misery in their life, and they need the company and they need the validation to run that. And interestingly, when you look in these sections, makes no money. So what does success require? Yes, she's a diva. She's a queen bee. She demands your respect, your worship, your dedication, your focus, and to be ready at any given time. So again, the analogy, as a rapper, I wrote my lyrics, performed all over the place till I was approached by Sony Music, and they said, well, you have quite a name here, you're performing all over the place, can we assist in distribution or something? I said, I want the creative control over the product, back then with my music partner. And well, I had to deal with Sony Music, a subdivision of Sony Music, to put it this way. Well, which ultimately led to a big thing. And here's the thing, how success comes in. Then I had rappers around me, groups, and wanting to perform, and everybody has this big lip and what they want to do, and blah blah blah. And then Sony was like, well, we have a tour with Run DMC and Onyx, if that's a name, no, world-renowned Run DMC European tour. And they asked me, like, well, we figured the best English-speaking rapper, that's part Afro-American is you. Back then the name was called The Germ, genetically engineered reborn mastermind, always metaphysical hip-hop. And then they said, would you like to go on tour? Well, friends around me that had all of these big lips, guess what happened to them? No, we're not ready, we can't go. So in the end, me and my business partner back then, we went on tour with Run DMC and Onyx, which was a successful tour, and we were also allowed to put that on the album as seen on tour with Run DMC and Onyx. So much to moving the crowd. And I was the opening act for a world-renowned artist that respected me on stage and off stage, and had deep conversations about what work is and what dedication is, And I realized that what you sow, you reap, harvesting. Same thing with soul particles. If you come from other planets, and I'll have to bring that in there, and have other lifetimes and other talents, that you have a bank account that you can access once you access yourself. But the truth is within, the truth lies within, nothing actually lies without. You begin to see more once you see more inside. Everything is based on you. So what I do is I'm dedicated like a mother, you know what I'm saying? like writing lyrics, doing concepts, finalizing stuff, investigating, talking to people, taking my money, saving my money, and all the support that I get from my fans and my friends and my subscribers. And please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the logo, or just go to my channel and subscribe. You're needed in this cause to show the world that we as a unit can make a change. And it's not just to get me a Lamborghini or whatever I seen in another video. Yes, we can all live well, you know, but I don't want to see a pastor being in the church saying he needs $60 million for whatever Maybach car he wants to afford, not giving people anything that has anything to do with enlightenment or a healing modality that can be experienced in a physical form in all independence, that you can walk away actually from it and be yourself. You don't have to come back. In the tribal ways, the shaman's rep grew when the person to be healed did not have to return. Doctors' bank accounts grow by the sick patients that stay sick and return and get the same medication. And Google it for yourself. How many wrongly diagnosed people die in American hospitals each year? I'm not giving you a number. You Google that for yourself and look at the statistics. So don't blame the system. Blame on us for getting lazy, for giving them the power, saying, you know, can you do this for me? It's all service. Nobody wants to investigate. Now it's time for us, and that's for success. You've got to investigate. You have to sit down. You have to study the arts. And if there's things that you do not know, you have to sit down and be humble and say, I do not know. They are online, kids. I learned to hack my portable PlayStation from a 12-year-old. Humbly, yes, the dude knew what he was talking about, you know. I had to hack the software to get the thing in gear, get a new display. I found a tutorial, and a 12-year-old squeaky clean explained to me, very simple, how to fix my portable PlayStation. And I say respect to the youth, you know. And all of those that are knowledgeable, even these geeks, you call them, you know, I call myself a little bit of street geek, that review articles and make money doing that, you know. Structure your business. You have YouTube. You can make videos as in classes for sale, you know, with informative material that really helps people to step further into this abundance. And here's the thing with success is once you start a thing and it works. My thing started with also as an entrepreneur, I put all eggs in one basket. And guess what? Everybody was always telling me, do not put all eggs in one basket. Are you crazy? What's your fallback plan? Well, I said to myself, you know what? Failure is not an option. Or failure is the dress rehearsal for success. So we're going to rehearse. Now it's your turn. Can you be on stage? Same thing as, you know, now we're in bigger panels or movie screens or documentaries and being featured. Well, I've seen people calling MTV saying, yo, I'm ready, you know, metaphysical this on our channel and blah. You know, well, then MTV showed up and I saw these people falling apart. That means you're not ready for success. That means you're not ready to go out there with the crowd, move the crowd, influence the crowd in a manner that we can say, hey, you're a spiritual leader. Do you see yourself as a leader? Are you willing to take the brunt by saying, that is my opinion? And if I see mismanagement, I can say, I don't want to work with you. The thing is, people take that so to heart, or friendships break up over this. But you know what? Tough luck. This is, can you build something together? Can you work together and establish something? I always look at Star Trek, how the 9-member crew, the Council of 9, always got the job done because everybody knew their job. Everybody knew their place, and they had to get it together and fix it. In every mission, I was shown that principle that, hey, it works. If you get yourself together, projects can actually really work, you know. They can really, really, really make sense in a nice way. And success demands that. Success demands focus, alertness, being with the project, being quick. Somebody calls you, how flexible are you? Not like, oh, you know, I can only do this and I can only. How are you limiting yourself with options that you have to engage into success? Do you have the brains and the capacity by good intuition to see what success is or successful? Also, I see many people, they want to work with group X, Y, Z, and then betting on horse number 7, not knowing where that horse is going. Well, if this is a horse race, people then know what you're betting on. Be knowledgeable where you put your chips at and see what the outcome will be. And don't try to be arguing with somebody who seemingly goes the impossible route. And then when that person wins, we also have to experience that. They want to jump back on the bandwagon. Now he has money. Now he's successful. Now I want to deal with you. Friends are here in the now as you build in, you can say, the struggle, trying to climb up and trying to make it. And they will be there once you made it. Those who come after the fact will also always be looked in suspicion. What are you after? Is it my money? Is it my chips? You know, is it that you have the how do you say, material validation of that I'm being successful? I also had an encounter with people where they sit on fame, they want to look good, do the fingernails, do the hair every day, and I'm the one that's making logos, marking keys, sitting in the cold, freezing my fingers off, putting devices together to make sure it can be delivered on time, and I handle all the shipment. And then those people have to tell you how business is being done and run while I'm the one that's making money. Well, that's the decision is to be seeing who can sit down and work. You know, who can pass the bricks, who can build the construct, the bridge that into the new world. That goes into the abundance. How can abundance ever reach you if you're not willing to receive? Meaning put out there, and you have to be passionate about it. You have to be Jedi, Grandmaster Jedi level about it. That's what I do with MCing. You know, if you cannot perform that, nobody can see that in you, and it is evidence. If somebody just is an actor to perform an act, that doesn't mean you're a master. You know, an actor, not to disrespect actors, I'm meaning people that just perform in life. They need a set, they need everything catered to them. I want this to be done for me. I want this to be handed to me because I don't want to work for it. That in the future no longer is applicable. You have to earn respect. You have to earn abundance. Okay? When I started making my keys, I ended a relationship that I had living in Berlin. After 8 years, it just basically fell apart because it wasn't resonant anymore, and we cannot take that personal. We have to move on. So you can say I got kicked out of my living situation, so I packed my bundles and moved as quick as I can. So I was like this close to being homeless and having no money, mind you, no Indiegogo campaign. And I said, you know what? I'm not giving up to believe in a good, and then something can be done on this planet, so we can change something with goods or good stuff that we can deliver. That's why I'm here. And the people that resonate with that, they have been with me from day one. I've been having this channel for a long, long time. And then I moved into an apartment, had a very small rinky-dink room. Rent was 200 euros, and I had no sales, and I just bought a new Mac with a paycheck from a job where I spent all my money, and I said, this is going to work. I see myself being successful in that, and I love what I do. Plus there's something behind it, and I'm expanding on that, as you can see in further products that are being delivered in a company that I've created, and so on. Step by step, we're being successful. But here's what happened. I moved out, going through my depression like everybody else, and I had a month to actually drop the rent. And Lord and behold, I went up with my first videos when I started selling my first key, which was called the Rainbow Ascension key, which I only make on special requests because I really don't produce them anymore with the hologram. That led into the Gamatron key. And what happened was I sold, I think I sold 3 keys that paid my rent, and I had enough to buy for food. So I checked on the people, the first 3, I don't even remember, I would have to go back, check my address, that responded, and it's worldwide. I'm selling to Dubai, to the Netherlands, Bucharest, Russia, Shanghai, Singapore, all over the US, Canada, England. You know, I got the whole place covered. And I love that people understand me and see where I'm coming from. When I'm saying this myself, I'm like, I'm Jediing it. I like, we have to be We have to be strict with ourselves, to discipline ourselves to study and deliver. So whatever content we have, it has to be valuable for the people. And I want my videos, they remain free. This is just me having a conversation with you about what that is or what that could be when you are a successful being. And to give you the how do you say, the a view. So I sold my first 3 keys and paid my rent, and key sales started picking up. And in between, I was contacted by Octorians, haha, laughing out loud. And they tell me, move to Sedona for what you're doing. You'll prosper. Don't worry, everything will be taken care of. The minute I made that decision, the flight was paid for by a sponsor who just said, this is yours, like I was gifted. A used car was bought. I was gifted. For that I'm thankful. Said you need to get around, do your thing, build your business. Then I landed in Sedona. A bunch of people met. It was very, very chaotic and mismanaged, top to bottom, where you have to figure out, where the heck am I in all of this? What am I doing? And what can I do? And who can I find that can actually work similarly with me? And is not afraid to invest into good things, not trying to own or control anything so things can prosper. So we're not doing this loan thing and credit line, and then at the end of the month you're pressured to pay back, and that can also kill your business. So we do little things where we gift each other and help each other, and it's thankfully, because we're doing it, it works and enables people like me to do what I do. So now we have an opportunity to talk about our experience helping others. So I'm saying in communities or wherever you are, help each other. Don't diss each other. Don't curse each other. All that is related to being successful. Successful also has to do with being mindful, knowing how somebody else feels and how to apply yourself to that moment. Also, success has to do with commitment. Either you're going to be a main speaker and you run the show with the main speakers, or you want to be a guest and they decide if they feature you or you're not. It's partake or do not partake. It's either be at an event, be with that event, or be a tourist. It's your decision. You can be a passenger or you can be a driver. You got to be really precise, and you got to be willing to risk. When I had to use my savings to get a new car after my car broke down, guess what? Well, I risked what I had, continuing my business, and I was successful. And it continues. But yes, your faith is tested every day. If you have no second large account, or let's say you're a trust fund baby where mommy and daddy pays everything for you, I don't have that. You know what I mean? Hey, more successful those who have that and don't have to figure out for 10 or 20 years what they want to do with their life. I have to figure out what's to be done. I have no backup. I only have the people. I only have me and what I can deliver. And success answers and says, well, you're dedicated. You're on the ball. Here for you. You shall have, you shall receive. And the same thing with abundance. Abundance goes like, okay, now you have stacked up, you can deliver. People want, success brings abundance. Then what do you do with that abundance? I put it back into my company. I'm not going into crazy things, even though I wish to travel at some point, so I can conduct more information, meet more people, make more connections. That's the plan. But successful things is you have to have that somewhat in your blood. Some people have it, some don't. Some leaders, some are followers, but it's okay, Just like in an anthill, there's a structure and a hierarchy in how that is being run. That's why that runs. If people understand their position, maybe you're a scientist, maybe you're a commander, maybe you're a scribe, maybe you're a warrior. Yeah, maybe you're an activation coach. But know your craft, know your skill, know your position, and know what you came here to do, and find that out. Really being really, you got to be precise with yourself. You can't skip on yourself. Anything, let's say you have an upsetting thought, then catch yourself, say, why I'm having an upsetting thought? What am I not doing right now that can make me money or funds. You know, money comes and goes. Money is a transitional tool. Money is not the root of all evil. We got to get over the stigmata that being spiritual and rich doesn't work. Be spiritual and be billionaires, I say. And do the right thing. Build like esoteric fun parks where people get activated and whatnot. I don't see that yet. I hear a lot of talk. I even heard a storyline about a guy here that was offered some land. I'll show you the land real quick. The camera can switch while I'm recording. Apparently it doesn't, so I do it this way. You know, beautiful land out here. And had, I don't know, next to $1 billion. Took the money and bounced. So that's how projects actually die, because people just are money hungry and they don't want to be productive. So if it's all based on money, everything will go to shites anyway. So I see that the industry is changing. I see that when I see people training their brains with devices that are out, such as the Neo Neurophone by Patrick Flanagan. People play brain trainer games like how do you increase your IQ, how do you want to get smarter. You know, you're broke, you want to get out of the situation, well, get videos like this and get the information. And if it's for free, it's an offering to basically get your act together and get out of it. You know, I did it 2 times in my life where I risked everything and I lost everything. I lost an apartment with an entire studio set. I got robbed in Brooklyn where I lost everything, and I got everything back. You know, now of course I'm insured, I'm not stupid now, but I paid a bitter price by not paying attention to myself. And here's the thing is, your vessel, how you run yourself in your life, you've got to pay attention to yourself. How do you eat? Drink water, I say. Drink water. It's in the water. Drink regular water, not alkaline, this, that, pH 7, regular water. Drink water first thing in the morning. Drink a glass of water. Also, develop disciplines. You got to be disciplined with what you're doing. If it is a daily routine or not, something that regulates you so you don't trip or spaz out. If you're in a moment that's upsetting, guess what? It's costing you life force, it's costing you friends, relationships, it's costing you money, and it makes you dependent. And we all want to be independent and interdependent so we can actually build a great business. So success requires that. Be on point. If there's a Bashar reading or a Ramtha reading or an Esther Hicks or a Krista Reiser reading or channeling, listen to the channel, take notes, sit down, really decipher. Teal Scott, Ralph Smart, all of these great names of great beings that do wonderful jobs. So impressive. Really, I bow before you and your greatness and what you're doing. Not only that you have numbers, pretty lucrative numbers, might I say, but I see the work and the dedication and the deliverance. All the time you're there, you're doing it. And these are the new, you can say, oracle spiritual leaders of the world. And in a nice way, not for presidents, more like how can I assist you better in ways that can help you to better your stuff and your status. And if that works, you're being successful. And most of all, you know, what does success also demand? Love yourself. Love yourself regardless, with all your quirks, all your mistakes, your ups and downs, your weaknesses and your strengths. See that in yourself. Be honest to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Really follow your greatest passion without having to hear you're selfish or whatever. Like I heard that Teal Scott said it in one video. It's like, try to train that 365 days a year where every day you follow what you love, and all your demons will come up. Everything that can corrupt you, that can tell you, you know, it's too good to be true, you can't follow that. That is very tough. I've been on this since I can remember. Try to follow the greatest joy all the time, all my life. And boy, did I run into resistance and attacks and boycotts and relationships being over and me not being accepted. But at the end of the day, I take my bundle and I love myself, meaning I can be out here on a rock, you know, and sit on a rock and just let the thoughts pass by and just say, you know what, you're a great being, I love you, you're doing a lot for the world, you really mean well in your heart, And universal exchange, yes, is required. The universe asks for an exchange. You know, air gives the lungs the capacity to feed your system. Therefore, there's always an exchange, whether it's money or goods to be exchanged. Universal exchange will always be. That will never fade. And again, money is not the root of all evil. It's mankind and the things he does with that. Abundance means having the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do. And success means, does it work? Are we having fun? So if it works, well, then let's apply more. Can we expand? You know when success takes place. You know when somebody is clear. You know when somebody communicates clearly. Also, our success has to do with communication. What is being exchanged? What is being said? What are people saying to each other? Do you make sense? Do you understand the other? Very, very important. And when you have projects come to a point, next project. Do not overwhelm yourself with thoughts. Put yourself into this 20 million dishes I gotta wash. Break it down and you gotta wash one by one. Put them in the dishwasher or by hand. And when you're done, you're done. Not before. But not, oh my God, it's a million dishes. Like, don't overproduce emotional attachments to why you can't do a situation, because we've been doing it for so long and there's no more suffering. Suffering is a choice. So you can say, I can get up now. I want to live, I want to participate in this world. Like Greg Braden said, it's a participatory universe. The universe cannot respond if you not partake. So it's up to you to participate in the universe. Get up and do something. You want to know something about astrology or your signs? Well, then go to astro.com and figure out for yourself. The account is free where you are. Where should you move? What are the ley lines saying according to my astrology? Am I even in the right town? I realized when I was in Berlin, I was on a Saturn line. Saturn for me in my sign, Aquarius Scorpio rising, means struggle, means hard earned. And the suggestion when I moved to Sedona, I have my Sun line here, I have Jupiter here, I have the Neptune line here, I have all the successful lines. And this place, Arizona, is called Chuan, which is the cartography called the monkey in the Mayan calendar, which means space, exploration, and playfulness and expansion. And that's down my alley. And so you can really geographically check out where am I? Is that even feasible? Do cards, do readings. I do personal readings, yes, as well. I have a medium, basic, medium, and grand reading. Unusual. I don't do tarot. I go into the nitty-gritty of your subconsciousness and your galactic heritage. Who does that? You know, but a few online. So if you're interested, get at me. And showing the world, basically, with what I'm recording and what I'm doing here, there can be success. And yes, we can anchor the metaphysical into the physical and make a lot of sense to people. Say, yeah, this works. Like I have a fuel saving device that actually saves fuel. Those who are interested for cars, it's called Flowtron. Contact me. It's officially for sale, you know. The truck versions, you have to go to buyflowtron.com. For the little ones, so far, until this is all rolling, I'm selling through my website. And yeah, let me know, you know, if this makes any sense what I'm saying to you, and if that helps you to get out of your stuff. If you're in a situation that's unwanted, it's like you're stuck on channel 5. You don't have to watch CNN if you don't want to. You can switch to YouTube and watch a channel that has no commercial interruption acoustically. I'm not talking about the layovers. I'm talking about where the show stops for 15 minutes. You're required to watch all the type of stuff that they actually drop on you that nobody needs. It's more like what's beneficial for you. What do you really need, from your household to your car to your life to your partner or partners, or however you're living respectfully for you, and do you like that? And a healthy mind is a healthy body. And then a doctor isn't really required. For older people, and if the stuff is really, really acute, yes, I recommend go see that. But if you can find alternatives, study for yourself. If you have any ills or anything, and you've been taking stuff for 20 years, it doesn't work, there are alternatives. You have to see, where am I looping, where I'm repeating, what is it that I can do in my life to enhance my situation, to make better. And another secret of success leading to abundance is the art of repeatlessness. Try not to repeat stuff that is upsetting. Meaning, if you go into a situation that's upsetting to you, Catch yourself. If you do that 5 times, you need to wake up and find a modality to change the way you approach things by changing your perspective, so you will no longer be suppressed, depressed, repressed, whatever you want to call it. So I'm ending this here, not to overwhelm or overload you. You're a wonderful being. You're a creative being. You have 4 limbs, or you're functional. You have the internet. You're seeing this. What is it that you can do with your life to make a change, to find something that's interesting? And yes, risk something. It's at your own risk. I always say that. I risked many a times my entire funds to go places, and honor the vessel, you know. Don't try to couch and slouch and leech over time, saying caring and sharing, not doing anything. Participate, share. When people put chips on the table, put chips on the table. Don't try to take chips or steal from each other, you know. We have enough blaming who's corrupt in the government, or who's corrupt in facilities and institutions. It is going back to us, our nose responsibility. What are we doing? How are we with our neighbor, you know? How are we with our friends, you know? How are we receiving? Are we parasitic? Are we sharing? There are givers and there are takers. Know them. There are kind people and there are mean people. Know the difference. If you have forums, which I've seen in the Hybrid Children Forum, and you get trolled, use your friends and your members to get the trolls out, close the group, and keep your community clean. I do it with my communities. And I say to my people, if you find any troll and anybody boycotting a system where everybody's having fun because they're becoming, I don't know, racial or intolerant or murder or, I don't know, any type of threat, report, delete, ban, and keep your community clean, because we're building a new and clean planet. And there is no more tolerance for people that want to destroy that. Saying, like, to make the story short, when I played with kids in the woods and people wanted to destroy the treehouse, well, we made sure we protected the treehouse. I got food. I checked the fireplace. Another one built a fence. Another girl got the ropes. Everybody had a position. Everybody had like a job, and it worked in a system. And we have to go back to this tribal system of tribal community, of coming together, preferably less than 10,000 people or 5,000 people, and really organize this and talk to each other and get it together. And then we'll have success, and then we'll have abundance. We have so much stuff here. You know, there's a guy who invented a generator where you can put plastic in and he gets the oil back out of the production. So plastic doesn't have to be burned, creating all types of carcinogens and emission rates that go crazy. You can actually melt it, boil it, and bring the oil back and reuse it as fuel, gas, or even oil for the skin. It's all here. Our free energy is here. You can say it's not free energy. I call it the zero field energy, meaning efficient energy devices are being here. Investigate. If somebody has stuff for sale, we have people here that buy. The only proof is in the pudding. Go out there and see for yourself if it works. And go out there, I say, dare to explore, dare to create a channel. Go out there, lean out. Show the people that you can talk to the crowd and move the crowd, because you have what it takes. My maximum that I had was 40,000 people where I performed, and I loved that moment. So I know I can move the crowd. You know, this is not just for attention seeking. This is actual fact. There are things that you can do to do stuff in the world and make changes. So again, success and abundance can come to you if you practice the art of repeatlessness, being effective, being thorough. Don't sleep. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time, and don't waste time with others or have others waste your time. And be about it. Be committed. Don't be, I'm not so sure, like, you know, maybe I want to be just on the side show, maybe I want to watch. And know those people. And your commitment translates into success. Are you down? All chips in? Good. If you lose, you'll get to play again. This continues. But all I'm saying is success and abundance to you, more power to you. Live long and prosper. All be blessed. You are here. This is your time. think it, and so it will be. Namaste.